It's late January 2025 and there's a fresh custody here at Newcastle Local Court. What happened that resulted in this person being one of the many fresh custodies on this day? Shoplifting, allegedly. Yes, go to the local court and I'm sure you'll observe a shoplifting case. In my opinion, I think we should hear about this case to manage our expectations about bail and jail. Jail and bail. Let me explain. So the defendant, who has been brought up from the cells below, is probably in his 40s. He sits in the dock in his hoodie. Police have refused bail over recent alleged shoplifting at Westfield Kotara. For those not from the Hunter Valley, Westfield Kotara, formerly called Garden City, is a large shopping centre in the suburbs of Newcastle. We hear the defendant has a criminal history including shoplifting. The police prosecutor argues that there are no conditions to mitigate the risk to the community and therefore oppose bail being granted. The guy's defence solicitor is arguing for bail to be granted and suggests some bail conditions to mitigate the risk. It's my observation that it's the magistrate that points out the legal issue. That is, if the defendant pleads guilty or is found guilty, it is unlikely to result in a full-time custodial sentence. It's unlikely it will result in full-time jail. Rather, it could be jail served in the community or an order or fine, etc., etc. This particular case doesn't cross the threshold for jail. So the defendant waiting in jail until the hearing, which might be weeks or months away, is more punishment than they are going to be sentenced to. Yes, the defendant has been caught before, he's been caught again, and who can say what might happen in the future? Yes, conditions can be put in place to exclude him from Westfield Kotara, but there's still the rest of the shops around Newey. So you can see how it's possible that an offender like this person started with the police granting bail, and then as the shoplifting incidents continue to build up over time, the police have gone on to refuse bail. And this pattern of offending may one day build up to jail, but it looks like the threshold hasn't been reached today. And that's why I think we, the general public, should be aware of a case like this. There are many cases of repeat offending where the threshold for jail hasn't been reached. So bail gets granted and the cycle may or may not repeat itself. It's understandable that people, particularly shop owners, get frustrated by this cycle. But that's how our legal system is. What would deter the reoffending shoplifter?